Long Beach, and then we're continuing to work to optimize that product. I think it's a really exciting and innovative product. Nothing else like it in the world. And we keep getting patents. Just got several more patents this year covering this product. So nowhere else to go for Vivix. And lastly, that third pillar we talk about is always green. I mentioned my mother, and this is something that really, really matters deeply to me, that we're a company that not only wants all of our products to promote human health in the nutritional sense, or skincare, or for that matter, the household cleaners, we want them all to be good, but we want our products to be designed to be always green. And we have a long history of this. I'm not going to read this list, but you've heard many of these stories before of how deeply embedded this philosophy is in Shaklee. But I do want to share something that just happened this week. I've mentioned before the great work that's been going on in our home office. And here in California, where we have this terrible drought, third year of a drought, Pleasanton, like Southern California, is under a severe drought emergency where our lakes are being depleted, our water tables being depleted. We're on mandatory water rationing now in Pleasanton. And the folks in our head office have been on top of this for a while. One of the things they did, they realized that our water chilling unit, our cooling units, use a lot of water. The cooling units on the roof. It gets very hot in Pleasanton in the summer. It can be over 100 degrees. But these big cooling units that use water to cool the refrigerant. And that water builds up minerals, and it'll clog the pipes, and it'll actually hit the pipes. And so the water has to be dumped and fresh water brought in. And our crews realized that by softening the water, they could put it through many, many more cycles before it had to be dumped. And they implemented that. It's going to save over 875,000 gallons of water this year. Along with other changes they've made, just at our head office building, it's going to save more than 1 million gallons of water a year. But here's what's really cool. Here's what's really cool. This is what happened this week. We invited in the city of Pleasanton and other employers in the area. And one of the organizing companies was Pacific Gas and Electric, and our facilities manager, Scott Miller, explained what he had done. There are other companies, obviously, all around California that have the same kind of system. PG&E is going to help identify those companies, is going to share what we did, and I'm hoping to see many of them in the coming months are going to do exactly what we've done, and that's the Shaklee effect. So I'm really proud. And by the way, some of you know Bob Ferguson. Bob Ferguson helped set up part of that interaction as well. He couldn't be there this week, but we've now really connected in a deeper way with our community and with this crisis that's happening here in California. And I love this story too. I had the opportunity to fly to Ray, Georgia a few months ago and meet the Polk family. These are the central farmers in our muscadine production. 6th generation family farm in Georgia that is the central farm from which we get muscadine, but all the farms in that part of the world where the muscadine grape is native to, we are purchasing the muscadine grapes, and they are transported to the Polk farm. Chris Polk there, the 6th generation farmer on the right, had gone off to college and got a degree in engineering. And so we partner with Chris in building a processing plant right on his farm. So when the muscadine comes in, it gets processed right there to start to make the Vivix. And we have in the middle there his grandfather, who was the one who actually brought the muscadine to the farm. He was looking for a way to bring more income into his family, and he wanted to do with something that would be good for his health. He had a heart condition, and he wanted to take care of his own health, so he said, maybe this will give my family some money and protect the health. Sounds kind of like Shaklee to me. Yeah. And he's now in his 80s and still going strong. So, we have this wonderful long-term relationship now with a farming family, and I think that's another way that we build sustainability, right? We're going to look after those farmers, and they're going to look after all of us. There they are in front of their vineyard. Great story. So that's really the key. That's what we're looking for. We're taking our cues from nature, right? We're going to look for what nature teaches and what nature has to offer. We're going to focus on safety because not everything from nature is safe. I don't like to brush up against poison ivy. I don't know about you, right? Nature can be cruel at times, right? But we want to find the teachings in nature that lead us to safe and effective products to support human health, and do it in a way that's going to protect the environment. And so that leads to what I'm sure you've heard Dr. Jamie talk about as a very simple approach, alternate approach to healthcare, right? Don't wait till you're broken and try to fix it. Start with a healthy diet, regular physical activity. I don't like to use the word exercise necessarily, but regular physical activity. I don't consider riding my bicycle to work exercise. It's just the way that I get to work, right? It's just part of my lifestyle, and I feel so much better for it. Work to achieve an optimal weight, and then supplement wisely. And it makes it, as Roger said in the video at the beginning, if we all did that in America, it would have an incredible effect on our healthcare costs and on our personal, collective well-being. Now, I don't want to go on too much longer. I'm mindful that holding the microphone too long could be problematic, right? But I do appreciate your attention and ask you just to remember one more thing. I like to always stop in my talks by reminding you that we have a great resource in Pleasanton in the product support team, medical affairs. Please make use of them for your technical questions, not your "where's my order" questions, not what's the PV on this item questions, but you're going to have people that you're working with who might be dealing with a health condition, not sure what products they should take or how much, or any of those kind of technical questions. Might feel that they've had a bad reaction to a Shaklee product. We want to know that too. So please use that number or use that email address. And it's so important that we have this opportunity to educate people about nutrition. And this is one of the resources to help you do it. I want to share one more anecdote. Do I have time to share one more anecdote? I was on the phone, or actually a conference call the other day, with a fish oil supplier. We have one that we're very happy with, and we always, we listen to other people and what they have, and they have something better. And so I'm talking to this fish oil supplier, and I mentioned earlier that study that came out last year that said fish oil causes prostate cancer in men. Totally wrong, but anyway, he said that. And he said, has your business recovered yet from that report? So I thought, well, that's interesting. So I guess in the fish oil business in general, that must have been really bad news, right? Because if the way that you're communicating with your customer is television advertising, 15-second or 30-second commercial, you can't rebut a bad clinical study. I said, I don't think that report hurt our business because we're high touch. An article like that comes out, we hear about it right away because we're plugged in, right? Dr. Jamie and I and the other scientists in the head office, we go and we read the report. We determine whether it has any substance or not. We can develop a reactive statement. We can share that with you. If we ever don't do that well enough, I'm counting on you to pick up the phone or send us an email and say, hey, I just saw a report, it's scaring my customers. Is there any substance to this? So we responded to that, as did some of the responsible trade organizations that we're part of, like the Council for Responsible Nutrition. And I think because of that, and because you are high touch, and you're talking to your customers, and you can answer their questions, I don't think that study hurt us. That's a difference. That's how we can make things better. Because months after that paper came out, I'm a member of AARP. AARP magazine was still saying it. right? Around December, I talked to somebody from AROP. I met one of their senior vice presidents, and I said, you got to stop giving advice that's killing your members. You got to, don't just use some clipping service for your source of nutritional advice. You need to have somebody who's qualified telling you whether the study's good or not. So that's another important Shackley difference that drives the Shackley effect. We are high touch. Dr. Shackley said, get out and talk to the people. I'm here today. You're going to be out talking to people every day. That's important because you can provide them with truthful, accurate information about what will improve their health. And there's a lot of bad information out there, and they need to hear the right information. We're trying our best in the head office to help you do that, but it's really important that you are the high-touch connection that can help dispel those unhelpful myths and take people in the right direction. With that, I thank you again for the invitation to be here. I thank you for your attention, and thank you for all